So my name is Francis Ognon, and I'm the admin assistant at Obene Inc. And this is our first session for our Chalkboard Chronicles, and we have Daniel Sarkodie, right? If I'm not mistaken, your name is Daniel Sarkodie, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and we'll be having him for our first session, and we'll be talking about two topics: struggle for resources and classrooms, and also personal lives of teachers. So at this moment, I'll give you the opportunity to also introduce yourself briefly. Then we'll jump into the questions and we'll fire on.
Oh, that's great. That's great. First of all, thank you for this great opportunity and your team, including the organization. Daniel Sarkodie is my name, and I've been in the teaching field for a while. I think over 7 years, and I think it's great being a teacher in Ghana that's located in West Africa. I think that's very sound and resilience. Ghana, they really have a term called you just try to compromise, and you try to utilize the little things. That's the term they used to use in Ghana, and I think basically that's all.
Okay, so thank you. So as I said, let me just go straight forward to the questions. Let's fire on. There's no time to waste. I'm excited about this because I was once a teacher, so I understand some of the plight or the problems teachers go through. Though I didn't teach for long, but I also experienced some. So I feel passionate about this project. So yeah, so can you first of all briefly describe your teaching environment? I mean, your subject level and your location, where your school is, and then the subject levels you take.
Yeah, basically, I'm based in Accra, and as you said, I've been in a teaching field. You can still be inside as a part-time. There's a lot of categories. So basically, maybe I'll just give you advice. You can still go as a part-time, depending on the passion or the course you want to teach. There's no any big deal. But in Accra, I'm located in Awosh, and I do it in Awosh and its environment. That's the part-time category, and it has been great. It's basically two schools, young graduates and I think Better Star. And with the environment, with how everything goes in the community and the area is very conducive. I think recently there has been numerous positive vibe in the education industry in the area. That's as government changeover, new governments, they come with positive reforms.
They come with new policies and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, good. So so the next thing will be, what major resource challenge do you face in your classrooms? Like what are some of the problems you face in the class while teaching?
Okay, in the classroom, basically, the classroom has 4 corners, and
even not in the classroom per se, but in general, outside the classroom, inside the classroom as well, the collective work.
Very good. The challenges is numerous, but the two huge ones has been, logistics. That is one, and two, exposure. Currently now, the best education or the best way a teacher to teach is exposure. When the kids is in a few environment and they are not exposed to numerous, the courses we have practically, basically when you talk about science or now technology is moving faster. Now it comes down to be the teachers inflicting that to the students due to the course or the changing environment moving at a faster rate, right? Okay. You talk about AI currently going, we talk about science, technology, talk about robots, you understand? In the environment, the facilities are not great. Basically, resources, that's the facilities. So students will travel a whole lot of miles, you understand, just to get access to, basically. And, technology-wise, with computer, internet, and, access to this kind of normal laptops and things, that's been, I think, a huge, massive, because the population is very huge.
I get what you're saying. So an example is maybe a teacher, you're a teacher in, let's say, you're a teacher in your classroom and you don't have access to, let's say, textbooks. You don't have access to, let's say, currently now they are facing out this chalkboard. So you are using a whiteboard marker. You don't have access to those ones.
Yeah.
To use the whiteboard marker to teach the children, because now the chalkboard is being phased out. And also, let's say in your school, maybe definitely have to teach the children ICT. So maybe you don't have access to computers and those things to teach the children. I know currently in this modern age, there are some schools don't have access to distance. You might see a huge school with probably about 4 or 5 computers in their ICT lab. And let's say you have a people population of about, let's say, 200, and they are
Very
running
good.
shifts. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. So these are some of the major challenges, and it's very difficult. So the follow-up to this question would be, so how do you improvise? Like, what do you do if you don't have access to all these things around? So first of all, let me share my experience before you share yours. If you have to improvise, I remember one of the schools I taught was, sorry, one of the schools I was teaching, I think they had computers were there, but it wasn't set up.
Okay.
And their computer lab wasn't also big enough. So what I did was I had my personal laptop, so I had to bring it to school anytime I go to teach. So the classroom that I was teaching, that's the first thing I do. I send my laptop there. I project what they can see visibly. I know that wasn't enough. So at least I was trying to improvise at the moment, using my personal laptop to teach them before the computer lab was set up. So I think as a teacher, if you're able to improvise, I think it will be a good thing. I know sometimes resources won't be available all the time. So there is a way, as a teacher, you should find a way to improvise a little before the school.
The result.
Yeah.
Basically, the results, the end products, the end results, the impacts.
Yeah.
All the struggle, the improvise your laptop, your efforts, because you want an end result.
Yeah.
Basically, we are doing that to develop the kid, the individual, to advance, to help the community, you understand? Because they say children are the future of the world, and how do we develop? How do we bring them up? What are the stages? How do we positively and massively position them to face the future? You understand? The unknown future, and these are unknown kids. What is happening currently? So you go with your laptop, as you say, to with projections. Now it comes. You'll be spending on the laptop, you main it, you'll be transporting it, you understand, every day. How, even to yourself, how are you being able to be well managed to equip to the kid? You understand? It depends on the location and where you are being found, So I think it's positive and it's nice, definitely.
Yeah. And also, have you guys received any, let's say, any support from the community or from other schools or from any non-profits or government? Have you received any any form of support?
Support, it happens in decades, in 5 years, in decades. It will come once, then it will go. You struggle and you pull it. I think this last year, Obene, that's the organization did water project. At least it's very positive and it's improved the kids. And I think we also did distribution of textbooks and a little bit last year with your program. I think it's very positive. So small, I think it's moving, but it's not moving at a faster rate.
Yeah.
At a faster to be expected, basically.
Okay, that's good. And the one other thing I would like to add is, what do you think cause this lack of resources in the school, or what is the cause of the lack of the resources in the schools?
Yes, the resources is the what is lacking is
like,
finance.
I mean, what caused the lack? What the causes? What bring about the lack of the resources in the schools, so that the school can have access to help the children. The cause of the lack of resources.
Oh, I think we also need to position ourselves well. If you want something, you need to do something that's the needful thing. So we also need to be united in a nice way to position ourselves to be able to be receiving. Now, when application comes, you don't apply. When opportunity comes, you avoid them. When you hear good news, all comes to the leadership. Now, I'm a young man with much energy, and I know this current. Now, with the leaders, with the administration, those who are fighting the school, are they currently positioning their mind, setting up their mindset, say, this is what is happening, so we can do this. Now, before you win a competition or before you be able to get resources or something, you need to put in a maximum effort. How is it? Learn current issues, current affairs. Now, you say chalkboard. Now, this is chalkboard they are distributing. You know, resources come in a few. The community is large. It's happening worldwide, everywhere. There are many people and there is few. It's not only here. So how do we win? How do we champion? How do we top? Now, when Obene or your company or your organization open a form, you see numerous applications. You select them. How do you select? What are the factors? The requirements, the unique skills before you pick, because it comes. There are 100 laptops given to Ghanaian. The whole, it won't be sufficient. Now, which people are being selected? How are they being positioning themselves? The skills involved, what are they bringing? Are they being now you get a laptop, then you are not being able to utilize it. You don't know even how to own it.